Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Thinking Shakespeare, a series within a series, a book written by Barry Edelstein, which is very good and worth your attention. We're returning today to Chapter 3, which is concerning Scansion. Scansion, as you recall from our previous episode, is the rhythm of Shakespeare's text. Today we're going to be discussing the difference between natural stress, so the way that we speak as English speakers, and metric stress. So metric stress referring to the standardized verse metric of Shakespeare, iambic pentameter, the dum-dee pattern, the unstressed stressed. So let's just dive right in with a couple of examples by Barry. So let's start with something that's very straightforward, iambics. To be or not to be, that is the question, right? Not quite iambic pentameter because there's 11 syllables, but we'll work on that later. But a good example of what an iamb sounds like and how you can find it in the text. Now, there's other lines that you can say in an iamb pattern, but could perhaps be said better in a different way. So, for example, the quality of mercy is not strained. That is one way of saying that line, but that's the iambic way. If you wanted to take it a different way, a more naturally stressed way, it might be said, the quality of mercy is not strained. Right? So the stress on not strained, there's two stresses in a row. Spondy, if you recall the phrase. And you do have to forgive me. I am going to occasionally English up the lines just a little bit. I'm in a show right now where I'm doing an English accent. I swear to you, I don't usually do my Shakespeare with an English accent. It's just a little hard right now. Another example is... now, this is an example where iamb does not serve the actor well. So, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Right? That's not right. You can just tell off the get-go, and that's iambic stress. Now, if you were to add your natural stress to it, it might sound like, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Right? That's the natural stress. That's where I want to say it, and that's where it's going to get said. So, you're asking yourself, what's the point of iambic pentameter if we're not going to use it? That's such a good question. And Barry's advice is good advice. So, trust your natural stress. First and foremost, when you're approaching these lines, trust your natural stress. But then go back and look at what the iambic stress would be. See where the iambic stress lines up with your stress, and see where it doesn't. And when you're looking at where it doesn't, ask yourself why. These are important words that you are highlighting for a specific reason, and because they fall outside of that natural stress pattern, that is something worth looking at deeper. It's going to tell you about your character. It's going to tell you about their circumstances. It's going to fill you in on character relationships. It's where we break the rules that the most interesting information comes from. So, that's enough on metric stress versus natural stress. It's a very important subject. It's sure to come up again, but here's been a brief introduction. Now, thank you so much, and do remember, go Shakespeare!